Okay. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tottenham programme. Again, as always, Dan and Paul. How are we?
Yeah, all good, mate. How are you? How's your week?
It could have been better, I think.
Yeah.
We'll come on to the football, but I had some issues with my son the weekend. He was going through some issues. Obviously, as we've discussed before, he's got autism, ADHD, non-verbal, and we had some issues with it. It was a tough weekend, tiresome weekend, but we get over that. How about yourself?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, just getting into the swing of things, a bit of shopping done. And just when you want to just have a nice, chilled, carefree, relaxing Sunday.
And Tottenham come
Spurs
and
come along.
say,
Spurs come along.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily, as I was saying, obviously we had a bit of a tough weekend, and that was going on through the first half. So fortunately, in a way, I think like Zach has helped me not watch it.
Yeah. Okay.
We
Yeah.
got to when it went 2-0. My daughter, so Zach was then over. We called it like a. It's really weird to try and explain this, right? But imagine trying to tap your foot on the floor 10 times in exactly the same spot.
Yeah.
That's quite difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
He has to do it,
Right.
and he
Bloody
can't
hell.
stop until it's done,
Yeah.
right?
And what would you, in stuff like that, do you just let him get it out of his system, or have you got
It's best
mechanisms?
not to interrupt him. Let
No,
him do it. If you interrupt him, it makes it worse. He bites himself, hits himself in the head because he can't do it.
Yeah, he gets
You,
frustrated,
so you sort of have to be with him because he's like, otherwise he could do some real damage to himself. Like the bruises on his arms from bites, he's unreal. So,
yeah.
you have to sort of be with him, which I was throughout the first half. And then as soon as he's over it, it's like a release. He looks shattered. Absolutely. And he just sat back in the chair and it was like, oh, I can eat my lunch now. And he just started eating his lunch. And it was all back to normal. But then my daughters said to me, because I've got all the ball games out of the loft ready for Christmas, as you do.
Yes.
And my daughter said to me, can we play a game of Cluedo? So I've gone, yeah, I ain't played that in a while. So there was me, Colonel Mustard, right? And we're all playing this game of Cluedo. And as we've finished, it's still 2-0 to Tottenham. I've been checking on the score. And 15 minutes ago, so I thought I'll switch it on and see if we got a rallying cry this last 15 minutes can maybe salvage a draw. Now, I picked the remote up, and as soon as I've picked the remote up, 3-0. I didn't even turn it on. I thought, oh, no, fuck it. No, I'm not going to bother. So I did watch the highlights just to get a brief overview, and you can see how people are reacting on social medias and stuff as to what the actual game was like. But
Yeah, you must be a glutton for punishment, and jumping on and watching the highlights.
I've got to know what I'm talking about. When we come to do this, I need to know. I need to see the goals for myself.
You should have just texted me. I'd have just texted back. We were shit.
So I think looking back, the highlights I watch are 30 minutes each way. So it's obviously misses off half an hour of the game. Started off all right. It looked.
Yeah, look, all right is probably stretch. Look, we're away, so we contained them. Our fault, and obviously stayed in the game. I think they hit the post before they scored. But yeah, I think the frustrating thing for us it would be we started off okay, creative, looking to get on the ball.
I'd say in those opening stages, from what I saw, we were the better team until Forest goal.
Yeah, again, that's probably pushing it a bit. We was in the game, let's say that. As I said, our creative players are showing for the ball, which is always good. But as soon as that first goal goes in, which, you can be trained to the best of your ability, and sometimes mistakes will happen. So you've got to bounce back from it. But as soon as that first goal went in, it's like we give up. No, not give up, but it's like we just had we had nothing to come back at.
Mm. And
It's like a
and
boxer.
this has
Like you're
been
in
a
a
bit of
ring.
a running theme, isn't it? In a lot of our losses, we don't. There's no reaction.
No, there's if you look at vocally and they do like to shout a lot, our players. I don't know who they're shouting at or what they're shouting. Sometimes I think they're shouting, "Come on, let's just get off the pitch. Come on, let's go to the pub." Yeah, there was no reaction, mate. No, nothing at all.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
huffing and puffing. I've only literally just as we jumped on this pod, I started to listen to Frank's presser, and he's come out and openly admitted that it's going to take time. So yeah, and if you look at when he got the job, he was like, "Look, we're going to lose football matches." So I don't think he's overly shocked by what he's seeing, even though, even from last year, I don't think we should be either. But yeah, it just seems like one step forward, three steps back at the moment.
yeah. It does. I think that you need time. I totally understand that, but I think what we have to see in that time where the results are going to be rough is at least something in the performances.
Mm,
And Joe Hart called it on Match of the Day. When Tottenham lose, they lose badly. As in, there is
mm,
nothing to take out of that performance at all. So, for
mm,
example, Palace the other day, they lost 3-0 against City, but they were really good, Palace. And yet, it is just the fact that City are much better and they've got Haaland up top.
mm,
But at least the
mm,
Palace fans can come away from that thinking, well, we gave it a go.
mm,
They was just a better team. But I think in the games that we've lost, especially Arsenal, Chelsea, and Forest, the three that stick out, possibly even Bournemouth, there's nothing to take out of any of those games.
No, you're right. Especially Arsenal and Forest, they were bad. Chelsea at home were bad. Um, the thing that would concern me is because if you look at these group of players, and I know I'm not sure if I've said this on the pod before, but we're used to losing week in, week out with this group. Yeah. Take out Kudos and Simmons. But if you compare this to last year, and we're in worse form than last year, by the way, there was times where Ange never had like a back four.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very rarely did he have the back two. So he didn't have that pairing. Very rarely. Well, Frank's been quite lucky in that sense because most games he's had them available, and we're still shipping goals and losing matches. So that's just a fault that's a takeaway fault for me. He's actually been quite blessed with the injuries at the back.
Yeah. Well, I think I've seen some stats from the first 16 games of last season under Ange to the first 16 games under Frank. We've actually conceded more goals.
Mm,
We scored less. So we conceded more goals at this stage with Frank than we did Ange last year when
mm,
we had a
mm.
very makeshift back four.
We did, mate. Yeah, yeah. So chopping and changing, it seemed like every other week due to injuries. And look, don't get me wrong, we've had injuries as well this year, um, but not severe in terms of defence. So even if we're coming away and we're taking a battering and we're getting nil-nils, um, we know creativity, we're not quite there yet, but we're not. We're
Yeah,
not doing that. And I don't want to overreact because there are two goals that we conceded in this game that I think are just comical.
yeah,
And touch wood, that won't happen every week. But yeah, we do, we are conceding goals with a pretty strong defence.
You would say, obviously, you can argue Udogie with Spence, but other than that, that's our first choice backline.
Yep, and Spencer's come in and he's done he's done a good job. He's not you can't really criticise Spence, but yeah, it's the two centre backs for me. It was one of the things that we could always counteract to any criticism last year. Oh, but our first choice centre backs are out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we can't do that this year. Um,
No, we can't. However, I still don't think we've massively upgraded the midfield in front of them.
no, no, we haven't. And just to carry on that, we don't. I don't feel we're as open. So
No,
like
we're not.
last year I used to sit down for Spurs. I used to strap in. Yeah,
Mm,
right, strap in. I don't know what's coming today. Like this could be anything. It might click today. We're going to win, or this could be, this could be a massacre.
yeah.
I don't feel as open under Frank, but yet, teams are scoring against us for fun.
We're not as open under Frank because we're not attacking as much.
Mm, mm,
That's the problem.
mm,
And it's a lot of people always say the best form of defence is attack.
mm,
Now, if you're not attacking too much and you're not up in the other half, the opponent's half, well, the pressure's going to keep coming on your defence, and at points it will crack,
mm,
and that is what's happening. Now, the first goal. Let's get on to the first goal. I've seen some saying Gray, some saying Vicario. I think it's a bit of both their fault, if I'm honest. I'm not going to level the blame at just one of them. But that is the way they're being asked to play out from the back. So that they're doing as what's instructed. I think Gray should have been scanning what's around him if he can receive that ball, because he was shouting for the ball.
mm.
So he obviously should be more aware of his surroundings. But then Vicario, for me, has the full picture ahead of him. So regardless of whether Archie Gray's shouting for that ball, he should be able to see the player on Gray. And not only that, he puts it to his left foot, not his right foot. He's got it on the wrong side. It's a bit of a shit ball. But then Gray should be dealing with that better as well. I think they're both to blame. It's just one of those, isn't it, really? That
It goes back to me, mate. In-game management. Yeah, you're right in what you say. Vicario's watching it on the best widescreen telly you can buy. He's got the whole view in a pitch.
mm.
Gray's obviously been instructed to show for the ball, so he's done that.
Which he's trying to
Um,
do. He's trying to do what they've obviously been practicing in training.
yeah, and what we want him to do. We
Yeah.
don't want to keep hitting it long, but it was. I don't blame Gray for showing for it. For me, it's more on the goalie for making that pass.
But then not only making that pass, he's shouting at Gray after. That's not going to do his confidence any good at all.
He's got a feeling with that. He even had the cheek to do that against Fulham. Like when he hit the
When
ball and it went
yeah,
in.
yeah.
He started, but he turned to me, had a go at me. What am I doing? He's got that. He's got that, and he blames
It's
everyone
everyone
else.
else's fault, isn't it? It's
It,
never
it,
his.
it, it looks that way, but then for me, he also takes accountability because there's been times where he comes out in match
After the
interviews and
game, yeah.
holds his hands up and stuff, which is all well and good. But yeah, for me, that was just a poor goal to give away. Maybe a couple of mistakes from both players, and then yeah, it didn't get much better than that, mate. With the second.
No, and the second, for me, some are saying it is, some are saying it's not. I think Vicario is a bit too forward there,
Oh, it's
personally.
blatantly the goal. It's blatantly the goalie's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unforgivable. I'm sorry. There was no one challenging for him. There was no one in his eye line. There was no one. putting pressure on him and leaning into him. You've got to judge that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's piss poor goalkeeping. That's
I'd agree with you there.
shocking.
That is a goalkeeping error for me.
Shocking. Yeah,
Yeah.
shocking.
It's a
Shocking. And
cross that he's let go in, pretty much.
pretty
It's
much,
not a
yeah.
shot. I mean, Hudson-Odoi even come out after the game and said it wasn't a shot.
Yeah, no, listen, Hudson-Odoi ain't shooting from there because he hasn't got that ability to
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, let's have it right. He crossed that and he's got away with one, and the goalie needs to hold his hands up to that. I'm surprised he didn't shout at someone for that. Imagine that. Just blamed it. Just turned
Uh,
to bad the Ben. Turned to bad. What are you doing?
Before we get on to the third, let's have a little chat about Vicario. Where are you with him?
Do you know what? I'm without promoting other pods because they get enough anyway. They're the biggest and the best, but they said it on there about being a bet just like a glorified version of Gomez, and I completely agree with it because his shot stopping is fantastic. You
Yeah,
know, he's kept us in games this year since he's been there. But one thing that, the best night in our life recently, or ever, depending on what side of the fence you sit on, but he nearly cost us that.
yeah, with the Van Ven clearance, wasn't it?
Spot
Yeah,
on. So,
that only
yeah,
comes from a Vicario mistake.
exactly. And I don't know, obviously, giving me credit, he's kept scores in, and we went unbeaten in the Champions League for as long as we did. Because of him, especially the two away games where we got points, Monaco and Bodo.
Yeah,
So in terms of like where I am with him, I appreciate everything he's done in terms of since he's been at the club. But I'm probably getting to the point now where I'm probably a bit like you, where you think, is he top level? Is he creme de la creme?
yeah. I've had my question marks, as you know, over Vicario for a little while. I don't think he's a major priority to replace right now. I think the major priority is in midfield. I think that's obvious for everyone.
Mm.
And we do have an issue at cover at a fullback area, be it right back, left back, whatever you want to do there. But then after that, I think it's goalkeeper for me. Because I think if you want to return to getting in Champions League spaces and stuff like that, I think you need better than Vicario. He's a good
Mm.
goalkeeper. He's not bad. He's a good shot stopper. I still find him a bit weak from crosses and corners. Um, but he's got a ricket in him.
Just clumsy, and you would say the same about the Arsenal goalie. He's got one in him, but
Yeah.
he's
His ricket is he's always far too far off his line.
yeah,
That's his problem.
yeah. He's like Raya's all round game is so much more stronger. So where with
Yeah.
Vicario, like you said, he's got like a lapse in him. He's
Which, to be fair, Lloris had. He always had a ricket in him in a big
mm,
game. It was always away at Anfield. He threw one in. Away at Chelsea, he always seemed to like fuck up there as well. Away at
mm,
Arsenal, it was always the big away games. He always had a mistake in him.
yeah, yeah. No, it's
And I get that goalkeepers make mistakes, and when they do make mistakes, it's more highlighted because it leads to a goal. You know, a lot of people say when a striker misses a shot, well, the game moves on. When a goalkeeper makes a mistake and it results in a goal, that's got to be heavily talked about. But the thing is for me with Vicario is the mistakes are too often.
mm,
And I know some of the goals you can't level at him this year. Like the Brighton goal, some were saying it was a goalkeeping error. Some were saying it was a swerve of the ball.
good shot. Yeah,
Yeah, good shot. There was loads of different sort of views on that. But when you look at a lot of the goals that we've conceded this year, they're all outside the area. They're all long range. and they're all sailing over him. Like, I'm not saying all of them are his fault, but we've got an issue with conceding goals from outside the penalty area.
Yeah, and again, that just goes back to defence and getting tighter and all the rest. It's just one of them.
Why are these players getting so much time outside the box?
Mm,
And the opponents were obviously looking at this saying, when you're in these positions, have a shot.
have a dig, have a dig.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
because it's a
Vicario.
weakness for us right now.
Yeah, so yeah, I look where I am is I think I'm not sure we do anything in Jan, but certainly look forward to it.
I think
But all,
summer. I think I would look at replacing him in the summer.
is there a world where you just take him out for a bit if Frank thinks he's truly to blame for both goals,
But
say,
we
and
haven't
bring
really seen
him.
enough of Kingsley to know what he can do, have we?
See, I remember being encouraged with his debut.
Yeah.
The games he's played since, I still think his kicking is obviously by far a lot better than
I think he's a
Vicario's.
lot better from crosses, set pieces. He's stronger in that respect for me.
Commands it, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But his shot
And
stopping has been weak.
which I'm surprised at because on his debut he actually pulled off some real good saves.
Yeah.
But what I've seen since, and that could just be like not playing regularly or whatever. But yeah, there might be a world where again Liverpool coming up, and we'll get onto that. Where you might consider getting him in because his ball distribution is brilliant. It's by far better than Vicario.
And I think I said to you at the beginning of the season that one of my hot takes was I think Kingsley will finish the season as our number one goalkeeper. I
Yeah, I
felt
remember you
that
did say that.
I
Yeah.
felt that Frank would take Vicario out and put Kinski in. Um, however, I think we've got to this point. I don't think he will, personally. That
Mm.
maybe we might, but I don't think he will do that. It doesn't look like that's something that's on his mind.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, mate. Yeah, it'd be with games coming up where we're at the cup now. Kingsley's not going to have a chance to play until maybe January. So, you might see him start on Saturday.
Maybe because where I would like to see Kingsley, obviously the only game he's played this year is Newcastle away.
Mm.
But last year, all of his games was behind Archie Gray and Dragerson as the two centre halves, or sometimes Ben Davis and Archie Gray. He never had a settled back line in front of him. It certainly wasn't our first choice.
No.
And I feel like that was obviously for a young goalkeeper himself, that could affect your performance definitely. So I would
Mm.
like to see him in front of our first choice back line and
Yeah, it will be
see
good.
see
Yeah.
how he gets on.
Um,
I think that will give him a fairer crack at the whip there, because when Van de Ven come back at the end of January, Vicario come back.
yeah.
And as soon as
Yeah.
Vicario come back, he went straight in, and we didn't really see Kinski until Aston Villa away. And he had a really good game, Aston Villa away, at the back end of last season. We lost the game, but he made no mistakes.
Mm.
And it was
I'm
his through
certain.
ball to Odebert that set up Tell to score.
Yeah, I'm a lot more comfortable with him in the team. Certainly when the ball's at his feet. There's no doubt
He
about
can
that.
ping a ball.
No, he can. He was pinging. I remember he was pinging balls into Richarlison's chest, like 55 yards. Bosh, have a
Yeah,
bit of this.
yeah.
Like,
I'd go as far as to say he can ping a ball better than a lot of our midfielders.
yeah, that's not hard though, is it?
No, it's
That's
not.
not hard.
No, no.
Yeah.
Getting on to the third goal, what's your thoughts on that one?
I've not seen it, if I'm honest.
Oh, have you not?
Nah, nah,
So,
not seen it.
I think Porro gets beat far too easily,
Mm.
and then that. Oh God, I'm going to butcher his name. I think is it Senegra, the Notts Forest midfielder playing alongside Anderson.
Yeah.
Um, it's a bit Wanyama-ish. You remember away at Liverpool? Not much.
Uh,
It's just a great hit. Not much keeper could do about that.
So it was a good goal then from outside the
Good
box.
goal, but I don't think Porro should be getting beat as easily as he was,
Mm. That's a
personally.
weird one, Porro, as well. He's come up on a few chats as well, um, in terms of just his performance. Offers a lot going forward, but defensively, although he's improved, can still be quite suspect.
For
Certainly not.
me, he's never been a right back in a back four. He's a wing back in a
Mm,
back three formation. That's what he was bought for. I think that is ultimately his best position. That's what he played at Sporting Lisbon under Ruben
mm,
Amorim. I think if he was at Man United, he'd be performing much better than what he is here at Tottenham, because they play that wing back system. And unless we are going to switch to that, um, you'll still see up and down performances from Burrow.
mm.
Don't get me
After
wrong,
he
he's
played the
improved
three,
offensively from.
after he played three at the back, who was it? When we got absolutely, was it Arsenal? We played three at the back.
Yeah, but the problem with
Yeah.
that, as I said after the game, I like a career back formation. I think it works. I've always championed it a lot. But the problem with Frank's setup of it, it should have been a 3-5-2 formation, and it was a 5-4-1 formation. And he said that after the game. We set up in a
Mm,
5-4-1 formation. That's far too defensive for Tottenham. You can't do that. If you're going with a back three, those wing backs need to be further ahead of your defence. And always felt I don't like the 3-4-3. I like a 3-5-2. So you've got two out and outs up top. And that gives the opposition defence a real headache, marking two strikers. I think it works. Now, if
But
you've
what
got
you
wing
could do,
backs like Udogi on the left and Porro on the right, it's perfect. They are absolute perfect wing backs.
mm,
But
you can just get 11 players that can just play football, for fuck's sake.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they are perfect. The thing is, if you're playing back four,
Mm.
you probably want Spence.
No, I think defensively, Spence, I'm a lot more comfortable when someone's running at him than I am Porro. Like in saying that, look, I think Porro's, he's had a decent start to the season, although he can be caught out. So the third goal you say was a banger, then, yeah?
It was a banger, yeah, but I do think it's poor defending from Porro in the build up to it.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah, but
and
there's
so
nothing the keeper can do about it for me.
and that was that. So that was that.
That was that. The players and Thomas Frank got booed off by the away section. There was shouts of "fuck off" aimed at Thomas Frank when he was coming over to clap the fans. The guy that I work with was there in the away end, and he said that there was a lot of gestures towards Frank, and the away fans are starting to lose their patience.
And that's never good, mate. You know what? You lose the away fans. It can be difficult.
Yeah,
It's
I've always said when
it's a
when the
reaction in it.
away fan goes, it's a slippery slope, and I think it's the inevitable will happen. I don't see Thomas Frank being here next season.
Okay, so we recalled the time and date. Okay, I'm gonna now the now to the mask. We got to stop letting these players get off scot free. And I don't care whether you think they're brilliant or whatever you. These players over the last 2 years, although they've given us a great night, and that can never ever be forgotten, and nor should it. These players constantly have let us down week in, week out in the Premier League for two managers. Yeah?
Yeah,
Two different styles of football. And we've got to stop sacking managers. Now, whether Frank's a cup of tea yet or not, that's up for debate. That's probably another pod. We've just got to look at these players, mate. And
the players have got to take responsibility 100%. My
just, yeah,
doubt and I don't want to keep sacking managers, by the way.
no, we
I
can't.
like the longevity that we had with Pochettino, and I wish that stayed longer. But to have that same manager and for a period of time, I like that, and I want us to have that again.
Mm.
I just feel that to do that, you've got to back the right man. And I don't know wholeheartedly if Thomas Frank is. That's my concern.
Mm. It's weird to hear you say that because especially speaking to you in the summer,
Yeah.
we was both quite excited about the appointment,
Yeah.
and
I wanted him,
so
if you remember. He was
it's.
like quite high
And
up on
why
my
wouldn't
list.
you? This is a guy that's been in the Premier League for 5, 6 years with a team that's got one of the
But I
lowest
tell you what's
budgets.
concerned me since he's come in is I, I'm lost as to what he's attempting to do.
And
I don't see what he's trying. I see no improvement from us. Like, so, for example, when we lost at home to Chelsea, I was expecting a real fight in that Arsenal game because I was thinking, right, you've lost one London derby. You know what you've done wrong. You have admitted that you know what you've done wrong after the game. Let's now see a reaction in this Arsenal game. And then to go out and perform that, yes, you've got to level some of it at the players,
Mm,
but they were set up in a negative formation straight away, and that was designed to not concede a single goal. As soon
mm.
as that first goal went in, we were fucked. Absolutely
Um,
fucked.
yeah, yeah, and I think that's fair to say. And it went in just before or after, well, that's 2-2 up, weren't they? But I feel it's just too early, mate. It's so easy to jump on the bandwagon, even to have an opinion this early. All right, what do you expect then? Do you expect us to be a bit more consistent? Yep, I agree. Bit more, Wolves at home and potentially Bournemouth. Yeah, we, maybe do better, but it's just too early for me. Give him another window. Give him to the end of the season, no matter what. And then just
Well,
and then,
I
then
think January is
when you
going to be
review.
a key one, isn't it? Because if he doesn't sign the players that are going to solve some of the issues that we've got within our squad that predate Frank and also will be issues for our next manager. Like, these are, as we've discussed, a midfielder in there that can dictate the play.
Mm.
We need that desperately. If that is not solved in this January window, we're going to have these problems the rest of this season.
And that's not a Frank problem. So we got the
Well, it
blueprint
depends what he's
running.
asking for, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
but
the
it's not.
directors of
No, no,
football,
no, 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 no.
they
We know that
work
Frank.
in.
We know Frank's not going to be asking. He's going to be told. They're going to be working as the three-man panel, and they're going to be identifying targets that he feels are
In
going to improve
positions
us.
that he feels. That's what they
Yeah,
said to us at the beginning of the season. They
there you
said
go.
that with, say, Thomas Frank says, I want a defensive minded left back, for example, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Then these directors of football go off, do all their
Mm.
scouting. They make a short list of, say, 10 players, put it to Thomas Frank. They whittle it down to about 3 players left, and they work as a team together on that. But they've identified players that Thomas Frank has said he wants, a defensive
So,
minded left back, for
so
example.
just
So
going back to the point. So if we don't get the DM or if we don't get the player that we all feel we need,
that's got
that's
to be
not a Frank.
because that's got to be because Frank hasn't asked for it, surely. Because
No,
otherwise,
no,
why
no,
are we not doing it?
no, but that's not a Frank problem. I'm sure Frank understands what we need, but it's not just Frank that goes out and gets these
No,
players.
it's not.
That's
It's not. You're
Paratici,
right.
that's Lange. So
Yeah.
it's so easy just to, it's like we're looking for a new fall guy because we got rid of the last one.
No, but
So,
what I'm saying is right now, before any other position, Thomas Frank should be demanding a, a
and I'm sure he
midfielder
is.
that
I'm sure he
dictates
is.
play.
The key
And
thing
he
is,
should be saying that's got to come in first couple of weeks of the window, done, before any
it,
other signing.
it's a no-brainer. And this manager has proven that given time, he knows how to build a squad and build a team. So he's
Mm.
going to know what's missing. So that's key.
And that's
Just
key to his
moving.
job, by the way, because if that is not resolved in January and these problems continue throughout the rest of the season, it could result in him losing his job.
Yeah, and it also needs to be taken back up to Lang and Paratici and Vinay. These are all
I
people
think
that.
if Frank loses his job, I reckon Lang loses his job as well. I don't think Paratici does because he's Vinay's man.
Mm.
Lang is simply there because Frank's there. I don't see Lang staying there long term,
No,
if I'm
there's no
honest.
two ways about it, mate. Like, still in the FA Cup, Villa at home. We need to get a couple in early doors in Jan, which, can bring us on, I suppose, to Liverpool this weekend. You going?
No, I'm not. Guess where I'm going to be? I'm not even going to watch it, mate. Do you know where I'm going to be?
I'm going to guess. Hold on, let me have a. So I think you come across someone that's quite organised. So I think your Christmas shopping's done. So I don't think it's Christmas shopping.
It's not yet.
I'm going to say, I reckon you're going to go. Are you going Santa? Are you going to see him in the grotto?
No, it's something Christmas related though.
Well, yeah, I get that. I don't know. Go on, tell us.
I'm going to the Panto.
Oh, brilliant! We went a couple of weeks ago in the town hall, Hackney Empire,
Right,
and
okay.
saw Cinderella.
Right.
I just love all that though.
Yeah,
Seeing
yeah. We're going to the Orchard Theatre in Dartford.
Oh, right.
We're going to watch Aladdin.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Now, it was, I wouldn't have booked this at this time because obviously I know that Tottenham have got Liverpool. But it's my father-in-law who's not into football,
yeah,
has booked it, told us, like, we've
yeah.
got to meet somewhere at 5 o'clock. We've got to meet. The Panto starts at 6 and obviously Tottenham kick off at 5:30. I'm not going to get to see any of it.
That's probably a good thing, mate. So don't worry
Yeah.
about that. Yeah. Unless you come out, how would you feel if you come out? You've just watched Aladdin. You've got all that Christmas magic
Oh, no,
inside
I haven't.
you. And then, yeah. And then you see we've done a 5-0 on Liverpool.
Uh, Obviously, I'll still be buzzing. I'll be gutted I've missed it, but you can catch
Yeah.
up on it. As I say, the highlights that I watch are half
Yeah.
hour each way, so I'll be able to catch up on that.
Well, let's hope that's the case, mate. I really hope it is. But so I'm over there.
Yep.
I'm over there. I'm looking forward to it. Last one before Christmas. So yeah, I'm.
I wonder
Mm,
if you're going to get a little gift. The away fans got scarves at the weekend, and that was the last away game, I think, before Christmas.
the only gift I
Um,
need, mate, is a kudos 30-yarder.
I wonder if you're going to get gifts, maybe a flag of some sort. I
I
reckon they're going to do a little giveaway to all the fans.
can't be arsed with all that. No, I'll leave that all there. I don't even take them home.
It's a nice little touch, though, isn't it?
It is. I think when it all goes up and everyone's like waving them, it is nice. But I just can't be asked to like drag it around the pub with me.
The thing is, we spend a lot of time saying we don't get this, we don't get that. I think when the club do try to do things, I think you do need to praise
Yeah, you
them a
can
little
never
bit.
please us.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts then, Liverpool?
Uh, I mean, my thoughts before the Notts Forest game would have been like, yeah, I think we'll give them a game. They just drew at Leeds, and we'd just come off the back of that Brentford game, and we was all
Yeah,
buzzing.
went to face it. Yeah,
And now we've just seen that dreadful performance at Forest, and I think it's going to be tougher than I thought it was a week ago.
yeah. I'm looking forward to it, mate. I love
They're
obviously going
gettable.
in. No, I think they are. I think they still got fantastic individual players. Um, I think it will be, under the lights. You just can't beat that. So I'm looking forward to the game. I'm just not sure. I'm confident about the result, but all you can do is dream, I suppose.
They're definitely gettable, but the thing is, to get at them, you've got to attack. And if
Yeah.
we're not set up in that way on Saturday night,
Mm,
I don't see a positive result, if I'm honest. You look at Leeds, when they drew 3-3 with Liverpool,
mm.
the reason they scored 3 goals is because they kept going at them, and that Okafor on the left was causing them all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
And I actually thought Colin Moore done all right against Forest. The bits that he had to do, I thought he was probably our brightest spark. But he was out on the
Mm.
left. I thought Richarlison was fucking awful. I thought Kudos was awful. Xavi Simons might as well have not played. And I just think, come this Liverpool game, the thing is though, this is where I would play Xavi Simons. I wouldn't have played him away at Forest with that. Forest have got a better midfield than us.
Mm.
They have. If you look at it player for player, They have got a better midfield than us. That's horrible to say, and it's a tough midfield. It's a battling midfield. So I don't think it was actually wise to play Xavi Simons in that.
As for Liverpool, yeah, I would. So look,
I would against Liverpool. Yeah, I'd play Xavi Simons against Liverpool. I'd go with Colin Moani up top, Odobert left, Kudos right.
yeah, Simmons in the 10.
Yeah, and I'd even go as far as to say I think fuck it now, go with the youngsters, Gray and Bergville as your double
Mm,
pivot.
yeah, I don't think he'll do that, but
He
we'll see.
won't, but he's got to do a Poch moment where Poch just thought, do you know what, sod it, got to go with the youngsters here.
Mm,
And chuck the old guard out. And maybe there's a sliding doors moment. I was trying to think of the word of it there. There's a sliding doors moment here for Frank where he can just say, you've all let me down far too far now. And I'm going to make some changes.
yeah, we'll promote all the youth team, mate. Our under-19s are smashing teams for fun. Just promote all them.
Well, it's Williams Barnett, isn't it?
Yeah, no, they've got some. I thought they've got some good players in there as well, though. You
Well,
know.
they have, but he's the main guy, isn't he? He's the
Yeah,
main one that
he
is
does. He
just,
does love a dribble. He does love a dribble.
yeah.
Um,
Just
well,
quickly,
go on. Yeah, wrap up.
before
Yeah.
we wrap up, I have seen reports
Mm.
in Germany that Tottenham are looking to recall Luka Vuskovic in January
Okay.
after obviously a brilliant first half of the season. There are multiple German teams that are circling him, including Bayern Munich,
Mm.
wanting to sign him permanently. Tottenham are
Mm.
looking at securing a new deal with him. They want to recall him and put him into the first team squad. Now, do you think that's wise?
No, I would keep him where he is for the rest of the season. Really impressed with some of the highlights I've seen. I just feel that if he comes in, unless he's determined to go to a back three and pay the wing backs, which, you know, you've already alluded to, we could have the personnel to do that overnight. Unless he wants to do that and he's convinced he's going to stick to that, then no, I wouldn't, because he will just be the third choice, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
I'd agree with
so
you. I think he's getting minutes where he is, which is brilliant for his development. And if he
playing in a
comes to
decent
Tottenham,
league,
unless
yeah,
he comes in and plays a back three, because he ain't
mm,
really going to get in ahead of Romero or Van der Ven.
no,
So unless he comes in and plays a back three, it makes no sense to me. But also another question is, what does that say for Danto?
yeah. Look, I don't mind Danso. I think he's a limited defender. I think he gets the club. I think he's fitted in well. He's not
Nice
someone
person
that's.
as well.
I think so. Yeah, from what I've seen, he comes across as a nice fella. But he's not going to be a regular for Tottenham. I think before we snatched him from Wolves.
Yeah,
That says it all.
yeah,
Yeah. So, look, fingers crossed for the weekend, mate. I'll catch up with you.
yeah.
And obviously, next week we will be returning to the reviewing of programs.
Yes, my
Um,
fault. I hold my hands up there.
yeah,
I've forgot my notes today. I've left them at home, so I do apologise. It
yeah,
was a cracker of a game against Liverpool. So what we'll do is we'll just use that in next week's one.
perfect. All right,
Yeah.
pal.
And I'll catch up with you then. Have a great week to all listeners. If you do have any questions that you want to send in, it's at THFC Programme on Twitter